Late at night, when the city's hustle and bustle had quieted to a gentle hum, Michael, a poor taxi driver, navigated the empty streets. His eyes were heavy with exhaustion, the toll of long hours spent behind the wheel evident in the lines etched on his face. Michael worked tirelessly to make ends meet, his worn-out taxi a testament to his unwavering dedication. As he approached a dimly lit corner, Michael noticed a young woman, Emily, standing alone, clutching a bag tightly to her chest. Her face was etched with worry, and it was clear that she was in distress. Michael pulled over and rolled down the window, offering her a kind smile despite his fatigue. Emily, her voice trembling, explained that she urgently needed to deliver medical supplies to a remote clinic. The supplies were vital for a group of patients waiting anxiously for help. Her car had broken down, and she had no other means to reach the clinic. Despite his own weariness, Michael's heart went out to Emily. He knew what it was like to feel desperate and helpless. Without hesitation, he offered her a ride, determined to help her complete the critical mission. Little did he know, this journey would change both of their lives in unimaginable ways. As Michael pulled his taxi up to the dimly lit corner, his sharp eyes caught sight of a young woman named Emily, visibly distressed. Her hands shook as she clutched a bag of medical supplies, and tears streamed down her face. Sensing her urgency, Michael's concern for her well-being outweighed his own exhaustion from the long day. He stepped out of his taxi and approached her with a reassuring smile. "Are you all right, miss? Is there anything I can do to help?" he asked gently. Emily looked up, her eyes wide with fear and desperation. "My car broke down, and I have urgent medical supplies that need to be delivered to a remote clinic. Patients are waiting for these supplies, and I don't know how I'll get there in time," she explained, her voice trembling. Michael's heart went out to her. He could see the weight of her responsibility and the panic in her eyes. Without a second thought, he nodded and said, "Don't worry. I'll drive you there." Despite his weariness, Michael's determination to help Emily shone through. He guided her into the taxi and reassured her, "We'll get these supplies to the clinic. Hold tight." As they sped off into the night, Michael's resolve to assist Emily grew stronger, knowing that their journey could make all the difference for those in need. As Michael and Emily embarked on their urgent journey, the quiet streets of the sleeping city stretched out before them. The taxi's headlights pierced through the darkness, casting long shadows on the deserted roads. The only sound was the soft hum of the engine and the occasional rustle of leaves in the night breeze. Despite the tranquility outside, the atmosphere inside the taxi was tense. Emily's hands fidgeted nervously with the bag of medical supplies, her worry palpable. Michael glanced at her, sensing her anxiety. "We'll get there, don't worry," he reassured her with a calm and steady voice. But as they turned a corner, their progress came to an abrupt halt. A large roadblock loomed ahead, with construction signs and barriers blocking their path. Emily's eyes widened with panic. "Oh no, what are we going to do?" she exclaimed, her voice trembling. Michael took a deep breath, assessing the situation. "It's all right, we'll find another way," he said confidently. He quickly scanned the area and spotted a narrow side street that might lead them around the construction. Navigating through the detour, the taxi bumped and jostled over uneven pavement, but Michael's determination never wavered. He kept his focus on the road, reassuring Emily with each passing minute. "We'll make it in time, I promise," he said, his resolve growing stronger with every word. As they continued their journey, the roadblock became just the first of many challenges they would face together. But Michael's unwavering kindness and determination would see them through, no matter what obstacles lay ahead. As Michael and Emily continued their journey, the night seemed to stretch endlessly before them. Suddenly, a loud thump disrupted the silence, and the taxi lurched to one side. Michael pulled over to the side of the deserted road, his heart sinking as he realized they had a flat tire. Emily's face turned pale with worry. "What do we do now?" she asked, her voice shaky. Michael, despite his exhaustion, remained calm and determined. "Don't worry, "We'll fix it," he reassured her. Rolling up his sleeves, he quickly set to work, using the tools he had in the trunk. The deserted area and the darkness made the task more challenging, but Michael's resourcefulness and experience as a taxi driver shone through. With steady hands and a focused mind, he managed to replace the flat tire with the spare. Once back on the road, they faced another challenge, navigating through rough, unpaved roads. The taxi rattled and shook as they made their way, the journey becoming increasingly treacherous. To make matters worse, the weather took a turn for the worse, with rain pouring down and visibility reduced. Emily gripped the seat tightly, her anxiety growing with every bump and jolt. But Michael's unwavering determination kept them going. He navigated the difficult terrain with skill, reassuring Emily with his calm demeanor and steady driving. "We'll get there, no matter what," he said, his voice filled with resolve. Despite the adversities, Michael's kindness and perseverance shone through, guiding them towards their destination and the waiting patients who desperately needed the medical supplies. As the first light of dawn began to break, Michael and Emily finally pulled up to the remote clinic. Both were utterly exhausted but filled with a sense of relief and accomplishment. The once deserted clinic came to life as the headlights of the taxi illuminated the entrance. The clinic staff rushed out, their faces etched with concern and anticipation. Upon seeing Emily and the bag of medical supplies, their expressions transformed into ones of immense relief and gratitude. "Thank God you're here," one of the nurses exclaimed, her eyes welling up with tears. The supplies were quickly taken inside, where patients awaited the much-needed medical aid. Michael, now standing beside his taxi, watched as the staff busied themselves with distributing the supplies. A doctor approached him, extending a hand. "Thank you so much for bringing her here safely," the doctor said, his voice full of sincere appreciation. "You have no idea how critical these supplies are." Michael shook the doctor's hand, feeling a deep sense of fulfillment. "I'm just glad I could help," he replied, humility and warmth in his voice. The clinic staff, now calmer, gathered to express their collective gratitude. Each kind word and heartfelt thank you seemed to rejuvenate Michael, erasing the exhaustion that had weighed him down throughout the night. As Emily embraced Michael, her eyes filled with tears of gratitude, he realized that his act of kindness had made a profound difference, not just for the patients, but for everyone involved. Michael drove away with a renewed sense of purpose, knowing that sometimes, the simplest acts of kindness could create the most powerful ripples of change. Word of Michael's selfless act quickly spread through the small community. Patients and staff at the clinic shared the story of how a humble taxi driver went above and beyond to ensure critical medical supplies reached them in their time of need. Neighbors and friends, inspired by Michael's kindness and determination, began to speak of him with admiration and respect. As the story circulated, Michael started to experience positive changes in his life. Local businesses and community members recognized his efforts and offered support in various ways. A local mechanic offered free maintenance for his taxi, ensuring it remained in good working condition. Residents started tipping generously, knowing how much Michael's kindness had impacted their community. Beyond the material support, Michael also received heartfelt messages and expressions of gratitude. The sense of appreciation and acknowledgement filled him with a newfound sense of purpose and fulfillment. Unexpected opportunities began to arise, including an invitation to speak at a local school's assembly about the importance of kindness and community support. Throughout it all, Emily remained deeply grateful to Michael. She kept in touch, sending updates on the clinic and the patients who benefited from the timely delivery. Their bond grew stronger, a testament to the power of a single act of kindness. Michael's story became an enduring example of how compassion and determination could ripple through a community, bringing about positive change and inspiring others to follow in his footsteps. Michael's selfless act of kindness that fateful night exemplified the transformative power of compassion. His willingness to help Emily in her time of need created a ripple effect that extended far beyond the immediate crisis. As word of his actions spread, the community rallied around him, offering support, recognition, and opportunities that Michael had never imagined. This newfound sense of appreciation and purpose breathed fresh life into Michael. The gratitude expressed by the clinic staff and patients reinforced his belief in the impact one individual could make. For Michael, the journey that began as an act of kindness turned into a profound experience that reshaped his future and reaffirmed his commitment to helping others. The bond formed between Michael, Emily, and the clinic staff remained strong. They stayed in touch, celebrating milestones and reflecting on the incredible journey they had shared. Emily's ongoing gratitude and the enduring friendship they developed became a testament to the enduring impact of Michael's generosity. In the end, Michael's story highlighted how a single act of selflessness could bring about positive change, not just for those directly involved, but for the entire community. His renewed hope and sense of purpose inspired others to act with kindness, proving that compassion and determination could indeed light the way in even the darkest of times.